I'll tell you what, I read a book recently. That shit was spicy. It made me question, like, me as a human being. Like, why do I like that? Hey guys, it's Alyssa and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a bit of a different video. I'm going to be showing you the books that I feel like can help you get into reading or even out of a reading slump if you're in one. As someone who always wanted to read and knew I enjoyed reading, I could never get into reading for the majority of my life. I think we all have been there where, like, during school, like in high school, you were required to read books and it just kind of gave you a negative outlook on reading. And like most of us, we then get into like adulthood or young adulthood, and it's kind of where we like rediscover our love for reading. So today I'm just gonna be showing you some books that got me into reading as well as out of a reading slump, and kind of just even some of my favorites because I feel like it's a good book, so it'll get some of you out of a reading slump or into reading. I'm not gonna show like too many. I am new to reading, and by new, I mean like in the past couple of years, and I'm not like, I strive to read a bunch, and I get in phases, and then I get into a reading slump. Like I kind of just came out of a reading slump. I have my matcha, which, like, look how beautiful this is. It's just so pretty. And it tastes magnificent. Okay, so I only have a few physical books to show you. The rest are gonna be on my Kindle just because I have read a lot on my Kindle. Okay, but we're gonna first start with the physical books. So the first one, my pride and joy. A lot of these, I shouldn't say a lot, a decent chunk are gonna be Colleen Hoover books because they're easy reads. So if you are just getting into reading, I recommend to everybody that is like just getting into reading and likes romance to start with Colleen Hoover because it's an easy read. It's easy to get into reading. There's a bookmark in here. My mom is actually reading it right now, so I had to go steal it from her room because she borrowed it from me. She got a stain on it. Well, that's messed up. Gonna have a bone to pick with her. So this one is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. If you've been anywhere near Book Talk or books at all, you have probably heard of this. I adored this book. This is still, even though like I have branched off from Colleen Hoover, this is one of my favorite books. Like, it is very rare for me to give 5 stars to books because I'm very picky and it has to be like utterly perfect. I can't think one negative thing really about it to give it a 5-star. That's just how I rate. This was a 5-star for me. Now, to be fair, this was like the second book I ever read of hers. So like maybe if I read it now after I've read things, I wouldn't think it was a 5-star, but at the time, 5-star read. I don't know if you guys want like details of them, but basically just girl meets boy. They kind of only, it's just like a physical attraction kind of relationship, and then obviously we all hope it turns into more. That's that. I'm gonna keep it very short and simple in terms of like talking about it. Next, and this was the book, I should have started with this because this was the book that actually got me into reading. Another Colleen Hoover, It Ends With Us. Again, I'm sure we've all heard of this. It is like the most popular book on the frickin' planet, I feel. It's being made into a movie now. Same thing, kind of. Girl meets boy, boy ends up being toxic and abusive, girl has other boy from past, 2 boys, love story type of also tragedy. Very good book. Very, 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 very good book. Easy read. Both of these are easy reads. Highly recommend to start to get into reading if you're into like romance type of books. I plowed through these very easily when I just started reading. We'll come back to Colleen Hoover, give her a little break. This, and I'll say why I'm bringing it up. So this is Girl Interrupted by Susanna Kaysen. I read this in my first year of college, and it was technically for an assignment. We had to choose a book, and I chose this. And this was, even though I didn't read after this, like I read this book for college and I continued on my no reading journey until Colleen Hoover, this was the book that did get me to think about like, I want to start reading. Like, I haven't read, I really enjoyed this book. This was the first book I ever enjoyed that like since, you know, being a child, basically. Like, as a teenager, young adult, this was the first book I ever picked up and read that I actually enjoyed. It just so happened to be for an assignment. If you've seen the movie, then you know, because this is a movie as well, then you know what it's about. But basically, Susanna Kaysen has to go to a psychiatric hospital. She is diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and she doesn't believe she has it, and it's just kind of her journey in the psychiatric hospital. Very, very good book. Also very good movie. Yeah, I felt like this was an honorable mention because anytime I think about reading, I think about this book. So, highly recommend. I'm gonna go into the Kindle a bit just so it's not like books, Kindle. Things We Never Got Over. I'm not gonna show you because it's like a little picture right now for some reason. I do have the physical book. I rated this 4 stars. I liked it. I wasn't like over the moon about it or anything, but it is an easy read. It's a very cute, like, I think it's small town romance, if I remember correctly. And I think it's like the grumpy sunshine kind of trope, I believe. I don't really recall. I'd have to like really dig back into my memory, but I do think that this is good if you need to get out of a reading slump. It's an easy read. It's cute. It's silly. It's all sorts of nice, basically. Short and simple, sweet. Okay. Another one, again, I'll pop it on screen because for some reason they're not showing in my library anymore, so I can't show you like the cover, but Haunting Adeline. Now, this is a dark romance. I'm not gonna say it's an easy read because I don't know if it's an easy read, and like I said, it's a very dark romance. She's very, very, very smutty. She dirty, let's just put it that way. But I think it's because of that, if you're into that, great for getting out of a reading slump. Like, I breezed through that. I also rated that 4 stars. Like I said, since I've kind of been into reading, it's pretty rare now that I rate something 5 stars. I'm an ass, basically. Back to some physical books. I have Reminders of Him, another Colleen Hoover book. Like I said, there was going to be a decent amount of Colleen Hoover because she is just very easy reads. She's amazing. I love her for that. So this is kind of about a mother who meets man, tries to get her daughter back kind of situation. I know it doesn't sound appealing. Trust me, it is. I hate any type of book with children in it. I don't know why. Like, if I'm reading a love story and there's children involved, I despise it. I hate when like a woman gets pregnant or has a child, or like, I just hate it for some reason. It's just not my cup of tea. This one was good. I did like this one, and like I said, easy read, Reminders of Him, Colleen Hoover. Last Colleen Hoover book I'm gonna mention is Verity. I'm sure if, again, you've probably heard of these, but this is more of like, I don't want to call it a thriller, but like, what do you call this? Like, not a mystery. They call it a romantic thriller on the back. I'd say that's pretty accurate. I didn't know if thriller was the right word, but basically, woman moves in with man. The man is the husband of like a famous author, and that author is like creepy weepy. It's very good. I read this, I think, in like one sitting. I like started it and finished it like on my plane rides. Like I, read it on the plane ride to somewhere and then finished it on the way back, I think, or maybe I just finished it on the way there. I don't know. I freaking finished it very fast. It was very riveting. I was shocked. A lot of the times when I read books, the endings always get me in terms of like, I'll think a book is great and the endings are just trash for me. I'm very picky about endings. I liked this one. This one, good. Good to get out of a reading slump. Good to start with. Good overall. Great. The last one I'm gonna mention that I feel like is an easy read, as well as it's a different category of what we've been talking about because it's a like psychological thriller, I think. It's called The Perfect Marriage. I read it on my Kindle. That book was fantastic. It's an easy read. It has so many freaking twists and turns and plot twists, and it's basically about a woman who finds out her husband is having an affair, and the person that he's having an affair with ends up dying, and they obviously think, it's the husband, and I believe the wife's like an attorney, so like she has to like help try and prove her husband innocent, and like all of these things. And there is just so many twists and turns. And I think I also rated that for maybe 3 or 4 stars. The ending kind of annoyed me. It was good. I was just, I think I was predicting it as the book went on, and I hate being able to predict endings. So it's just me being picky. Again, I'm an ass when it comes to reading. Very good book though. I do like that book. I do recommend it to people anytime someone wants like a thriller or like psychological twist and turn type of like wah book. I have recommended that. So like I said, easy read. I think that's really good. That's kind of all I have. I think all of the books I read, I feel like are considered easy reads, but those are kind of the ones that I feel like universally everybody can enjoy or find interesting and like can get through pretty quickly, and to help bring that like, wow, I'm very into reading, let me pick up another book. Because I'll say I've had books that I've really enjoyed, but after reading it, I like need a break from reading. It like puts me out, if that makes sense. Whereas like the ones I mentioned, I feel like they're either like super quick or just like I said, super easy, and like you can finish it and you're ready to start the next one kind of mentality, if that makes sense. So yeah, like I said, I will always give credit to Colleen Hoover. A lot of people bash her because like they say her books are like too easy to read and they're not boring, but like, I don't know, people have bashed Colleen Hoover. I will never bash that woman, even though I don't gravitate towards her books anymore. She is what got me into reading, and I will forever, forever thank her for that. Incredible author. So yeah, that is about it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know, because I've been thinking maybe to do like a yearly thing, like at the end of the year, of like the books that I've read in that year, and then kind of rate them and talk about them. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. I like watching those, so I might do it anyways. I know people do them kind of like every few months. I don't read enough, sadly, to do that. I have like 2 books. So I'd probably just do it like the end of the year kind of thing. So yeah, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh, I'm sucking this down.